I definitely wasn't intending to go into the special needs population at all, because I felt like it took a special talent to work there, and I didn't think that I had that. But then I went and actually met the people, and they're just people. I'm Katie Bergaray, program specialist with the Day Support Program in Arlington, Melwood campus.
So my name is Stephanie Grange, and I'm a program specialist right now, but on Monday I'll be the lead program specialist.
Well, congrats on the promotion.
Well, thank you. A little nervous, but it should be good. Day-to-day right now, it's kind of a two-part job. You got the case management side of things, got a caseload of 9 individuals right now.
So I'm writing case notes of their progress on their goals, I'm writing their plans, meeting with their support teams, interacting with their legal guardians or families or group homes.
And then the direct support is just teaching classes, helping out with different emergencies, that type of stuff also falls under the direct support.
All right, my name is Tiffany Alto. I am the program manager for the Day Support Program here at Melwood. You know, it kind of chose me, and it's interesting because as we interview, staff will oftentimes ask them, like, what is your story? And we hear that a lot, is that it chose us type of a thing. When I was 12, I actually had a girl in my church congregation who had what's now diagnosed as Angelman syndrome, but at the time it was kind of an unknown. She was nonverbal and she was my age, and I became her babysitter. She was just someone I was very comfortable around, and I didn't really recognize that as anything unique. And when I was 16, my family was moving out of state, and her mom just said, I hope you recognize that you have a gift, and I hope that you'll do something with it someday. And that stuck with me. I mean, that's, you know, decades ago, and I can still hear her saying that to me.
My mom worked in a special education classroom ever since I was little. When I was in elementary school, there was a little boy who had autism, and my best friend was paired with him for some different school projects, and so we've actually maintained contact, me and that friend. We went to different middle schools, but then high school we went to together, and he, even to this day, will call me like every other day, usually talking to me about dating advice, but honestly, he's probably one of my most loyal friends.
Hi, I'm Elizabeth Foster, and I'm Director of Career Exploration and Development at Melwood. I knew I wanted to serve people. I just had no earthly clue what I really wanted to do. I had found a great job at a nursing home, and I worked with a gentleman in his late 30s who didn't speak and had Down syndrome. And it was kind of a challenge for me, and by the end of the summer he was speaking, and I was in love with working with people of differing abilities, and I said, this is for me.
Before I went to school, I didn't know what to study, but I wanted to do something that made me feel useful, made me feel productive in helping people, but also helping me to gain the skills that I wanted in my own life as well. And so things like compassion and service orientation and being able to communicate and work with people led me to social work.
Eric Fuller. I'm a WADE coordinator under workforce development. We have a program where we help participants out into the community find jobs or build their hard skills up to obtain a job. First, I started off in a group home, which is just, for me, it was just a job. But then I got in and I met the guys. I wanted to see the world. That was my thing. I wanted to do things, move around, and you know, that's what I was shooting for, wanted to do, just to get away, but I found another passion.
You know, I think working with people who have disabilities, the progress or the change that you see is usually pretty small. So I think just realizing and being aware of those really small wins is the biggest thing around here.
I took some participants to the job fair today, and from my perspective, it was a hot mess. But from them, they all felt so accomplished. They'd gotten dressed professionally. They were handing out their resumes, talking to people, smiling, shaking hands. And I was like, this is awesome. This is what it's all about. It's for them. That's what I love. is seeing them feel like they've done something successfully.
So do you talk about Mary's play? Mary was just in a play. It was maybe last weekend or the weekend before, something like that, really recently. And so me and 3 other of our co-workers, we went and saw her play together. We made a big banner for her, and she did amazing. She's a natural, very sassy.
As she came out, it was like just beaming and smiling. She's like, did you see me forget my line? I'm like, no, I didn't notice. She's like, oh, good.
So it's amazing to see her in that element where it's something that she enjoys, something that she's passionate about, and just really a normal thing, you know?
She was very excited to have support there and something outside of day program. To have day program people support her, and it was a big deal for her, I think. Omar and Sue are just so funny. Whenever we do sign-ups, it's like, okay, who wants to do spring bingo? And Omar will raise his hand and Sue will go, me too! I'll do it! You know, just following Omar because she's in love with him.
Who is your favorite staff member? What is the best thing about them?
They're very helpful and understanding.
Well, who was your favorite, Omar?
Katie.
Omar, he's also very safety oriented. One time we went on the metro travel training, and so he was just making sure everybody was safe, making sure everybody was looking both ways, telling us all these safety facts about the metro system, don't walk where the bumps are, all that kind of stuff.
What kind of job do you think you would like to do?
What kind of jobs? Become a fast train driver.
Okay.
Like basically, I want to drive a fast train so I can take you guys home safely and soundly.
Omar's great. He's the one who wakes everybody up and gets them going, and he's the one dancing, doing the shimmy and shimmy. He's got his favorite song that we listen to every morning, Justin Timberlake. Get everybody up and exercising and active. That's Omar. I do a thing with him where we check in once a month and we just talk about how he's doing. And I learn a lot about the drama that goes on in behind the scenes with the participants from him. He calls it, the young and the restless. So much drama, I can't take it. I'm like, you like it, just admit it. Anne is very serious and very bossy, but I've had her since the beginning, so she's close to my heart.
Okay, so Anne goes volunteering every single week. And it's at a hospice place, but it's their office. She does the binders that they give to people who are thinking about getting their services and takes it very seriously, which is awesome. She's very responsible with those types of things.
She's always doing everything right and wants a job really bad. And she's having a hard time getting there, so it's kind of, I feel for her because she's doing everything right and it's slow going.
When somebody is looking for a job and this is the job that they want and this is the area they're interested in, if you give enough support, anybody can do anything. And I argue that people of differing abilities make the best employees because they don't want to disappoint anybody, and the longevity and the loyalty and the ability to do the job well is something that's really exciting when you find that perfect match of employee-employer.
I would love to just educate people on the abilities of so many of these individuals. Hire them, let them work. We have 5 different volunteer opportunities right here, and it was kind of hard to get some of them going because there's just this hesitation and skepticism almost of like, oh my gosh, what is this going to be like? How much support are these individuals going to need? And then we get there and we clean the cages and play with the cats at Petco. We're interacting with the preschools at Arlington County's Creative Preschool Program. You know, they're folding towels at the sport and health fitness centers, and it's cool because they can totally do it.
It means a lot to them to get out in the community and do those things. They want to be able to do what everybody else does with as much independence as they can.
One thing that I would love to wave the magic wand is to change the stigma that society has on individuals of any differing circumstance, whether it be teenagers, whether it be mental health, whether it's, you know, an individual with Down syndrome, someone that uses a wheelchair, like that type of thing. I really wish that just overall society would see past what they're seeing and just get to know these individuals.
One of the participants was on the bus the other day, and I guess he scared somebody maybe, and they didn't realize that he had special needs, and they got upset with him and like dug their claws into his hand, and they had to do like a police report and things, and I just felt bad for him. Like, he was probably just trying to ask him how much it costs to live in Vegas, like not like trying to scare them or anything. He came in, he had these big marks on his hand. Felt bad.
That came hard for me, you know, them not being accepted, you know, and me being an advocate for them in the community. I do like going out in the community with them because now, again, you gotta wake up the world and show them that people with different abilities can do the same thing as you do. And I think everyone has a disability somewhere. Everybody. So, you know, just don't think you're exempt, but you're not.
I know plenty of folks with all the supports known to mankind who are struggling, and what makes someone feel like it would be any different with somebody of a differing ability. The supports don't have to look the same, and they don't look the same from person to person. They look quite different, but that's still necessary anyway. It's been an interesting ride. It's been exciting change, but we're nowhere where I think we should have been by the 21st century. This is not at all how I envisioned 2019. I thought we would be much farther along and we would have less barriers than we're still facing today. One being obviously funding. Every year there's a discussion about budget, every year you discuss about cutting, and every year only some people receive services and most people are left behind. Until people find this a priority, you will find funding where a priority is. I don't think that this field is a priority to the general public.
So the building was built in 1932. It's a very old building. I believe it was an old elementary school. And we've since found out that it's full of asbestos, lead, and mold.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we just got that inspection done. So we'll see if they end up doing the remodel that they promised us. But that's nonprofit life.
You certainly don't pick this field because of the money. That's so funny. That doesn't happen.
When I was in high school, I wanted to join the Peace Corps, and my counselor told me that was not a good idea because he was like, well, you're not going to make any money, so I have to come with something else, so he crushed my dreams.
Huge turnover issue in the field. Many of my staff have 2 and 3 jobs to make ends meet.
Well, I mean, we need that paycheck now. Oh, but no, but yeah. Yes, but yes. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Ben.
Hello, Ben.
My first question is, what job that you started before you started coming to Millwood?
Before I came to Millwood, I was actually on a lighting crew at school. So I carried around big, heavy lights.
Oh, okay.
And I set them up for concerts and events and
what kind of concerts?
Let's see, David Archuleta. Have you heard of him?
I'm a fan.
Yeah, Scotty McCreery.
He's good.
We had some big ones, but also some smaller.
You know, as much as I like to dream big, I also like to focus on just who can you help today. I love the fact that you can really get to know people so closely, not only with the participants, but also with coworkers too. I mean, you go through hard things together, and so it really makes a tight-knit group, that it really is just that closeness that I find very fulfilling, just to be able to recognize that we all are going through things, that we all have difficulties, and even though I might not have the same diagnosis as this individual, we have so much more in common than we don't. And so I think it's just that ability to connect on such a human level that makes each day worth it for me.
It's a feeling that you receive when you walk into a room with a crowd of people and you don't have to say a word, but everybody knows that you're there. It's like that, and it feels good. It feels good. It feels good to be needed.
You know, there's nothing greater than when a former client will hunt me down on Facebook. That is amazing. Like, there's no greater feeling than someone years later taking the time to actually say, I was doing this with my wife and kids the other day, and it reminded me of when you ran the rec therapy group back in 2006 when we did whatever it was. And I'm like, those are the moments that make it definitely worth it.
I can say that my work has significantly impacted my entire family, from my parents to my grandchildren, and it's made our lives much richer.
There will always be people with needs, whether it be mental health, you know, disabling conditions, or, you know, all kinds of, like, what I have spent my life doing. There will always be those people.
Thank you for answering my questions.
You're welcome, Ben. Thank you for coming.
You will get something out of it. You may not get a lot of money, but you will get something out of it. Something that you never know what your calling is or what your blessings are until you receive them.
I get paid to play. My husband's a diplomat. We joke all the time about how different our jobs are, where we'll be doing a sensory game with, like, shaving cream and throwing Cheetos at each other's heads, trying to aim things, and he's sitting in meetings talking about Russia. You know, it's like...
Ultimately, when I go home, it's that good kind of tired. It's that good kind of exhausted, knowing that you really earned every penny's worth, but also just that you really put in every effort you could to make somebody's day a little bit better.
To give back is a good thing, and I think whatever your goal is here, you're going to reach it to where you will be making a difference. And if I can be a part of that, then sign me up.
Okay, so Katie, tell me why you like working here.
Tell you how I like working here?
Yeah.
Oh, I love it here. I'm always surrounded by lots of people who tell me that my outfit looks nice, you know. I love the participants. We get along real well, and I love teaching classes and just having fun conversations with all you guys. So. I love to go to the Botanic Gardens. So in DC, go to the Botanic Gardens, learn about some plants, get to take one home.
Well, thank you for coming.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
And have a great day.
Thank you, Mary.
You're welcome.
That was great.